what we have today, according to Hudson, that where we challenge to answer offhand of the question, what is poetry? Most of us would probably incline to evade within the words which Saint Augustine once said in reference other matter. If not asked, I know. If you ask me, I know not. This is a very famous phrase by Saint Augustine that if you ask, I know. If you ask me, I know not. A certain instinctive sense of what constitutes poetry all have, but to translate then this into exact language seem different if not possible. Nor I imagine should we be likely to find much practical help in even the most careful consideration to the innumerable definitions which from time to time have been offered by critics of poetry and poets themselves. A few of them with these may be quoted by some way of illustration. So here we have different authors and those who have given different definition of poetry here. So according to Johnson, poetry is a metrical composition. So it is the art of untying pleasure truth within truth by calling imagination to the help of reason, and its essence is invention. So what is the essence of poetry? Essence of poetry is invention. That then in what way in the in what way the poetry in what way poetry has been composed. So what is poetry, asked Milk, but thought the word in which emotions spontaneously embodied itself. So according to the Mill, it it is a composition of thoughts and word, and it is the spontaneously embodies itself. By poetry, says Macaulay, we mean the art of employ words in such a manner as to produce an illusion as on the imagination, the art of doing by mean of words what the painter does by mean of colors. So according to the Macaulay, poetry is the combination or employment of words and illusions and imagination, and the arts of doing by mean of words and the painters by mean of colors. What the painter do with colors, the same with the poetry. It happens with the words and with the illusions and the imagination. So he compare poetry and painter in this regard. So the poetry, declares Carlyle, we will call musical thought. So according to the Carlyle, poetry is what? Musical thought. So poetry says, according to Shelley, in a general sense may be defined as the expression of the imagination. So what is poetry according to Shelley? It is a general sense. That means which we express through the imagination. So imagination is the core of poetry. It is says has the language of the imagination and the passion. So it is the language of imagination and the passion. So according to Lee Hunt, the utterance of a passion for truth, beauty, and power, embodying an illustration its conceptions by imagination and fancy, and modeling its language on the antithesis of science, having for its immediate object pleasure, not truth. In Wordsworth's phrases, it is the breath and finer spirit of all language. So what we have the definition of Wordsworth according to Wordsworth, it is the breath. It is the breadth and finer spirit of all knowledge, and the impatience expression, which is the countenance of all sciences. According to the Matthew Arnold, it is simply the most delightful and the perfect form of utterance that human words can reach. So now we have two kinds of people here, types of people here, two types of poets here. Those who consider poetry as a metrical composition, a perfection, and the other hand we have Shelley and other poets who consider poetry as the power of imagination, or the truth of imagination, or the essence of invention. So it is, according to Matthew Arnold, it is simply the most delightful and the perfect utterance that human words can reach. It is nothing less than the most perfect speech of man, that in which it comes nearest to being able to utter the truth. So according to Matthew Arnold, it is a medium to represent the truth about life. So it is a criticism of life. Matthew Arnold called it poetry a criticism of life under the condition fixed for such a circumstance criticism by the laws of poetic truth and the poetic beauty. So this is a very famous definition by Matthew Arnold, that it is a criticism of life in which the condition of a criticism by the laws of poetic truth and poetic beauty. According to the Edgar Allan Poe, it is the rhythmic creation of beauty. It is the rhythmic, so here it comes rhythm. Rhythm is what? The musical composition. So the rhythmic creation of poetry, rhythmic creation of beauty. So according to Cabell, a vent for overchange feeling or a full imagination. It is expressed, says Doyle, dissatisfaction with what is present and close at hand. Ruskin defined it as a suggestion by the imagination noble ground for the noble emotions. So different poets, different writers assume poetry with different colors, with different thoughts, with different imagination, with different illusions, with different poetic beauty and a poetic truth. So there some writers like Matthew Arnold call it a criticism of life. So poetry with different era, it takes different shape. So according to romantic poets, it is the metrical composition. It is not according to the romantic writer, it is a musical composition, and according to the classical writer, it is a metrical composition. So poetry changes its way by era to era. So the list of definition might be extended through the pages, but the above examples will explain through the pages. Example will suffice to indicate the enormous definition which best every attempt to impression protein life of poetry in the cast iron terms of a logical form. Sorry for the interruption, but the major